So a new Shudder film that is currently on VOD, unfortunately, is not on Shudder yet, but eventually it will be. So by the time you watch this, you know, who knows when that'll happen. I always forget that like people watch these months from now and everything.
Sure.
So it might be on Shudder by now, but if you watch it right now, it ain't. But you can rent it on VOD, and this is called Rebirth. Now, this is tough because what I'm going to do, we do this every once in a while. I'm going to save a plot synopsis for a little later because we did go into this completely blind, and I'm not going to say absolutely anything about the plot outside of, once again, this movie yet again proves that 2023 is the year of the mother. It's just every freaking, like every other film we watch is mother-centric this year. I don't know what's going on with that. But
I don't know.
So outside of that, I'm not going to say much about the plot. I'm going to give you our opinion first, and then we'll tell you if the plot, if you absolutely need it. But I personally think you should go into this as blind as possible.
Yes.
Because that's how we watched it, and as it was because I literally knew nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know anything
I knew the
about
title
it at all.
And I knew the main chick.
I didn't even know that. I just knew the title.
Yeah, and that was it. So this was a massive, massive surprise for me. I'd heard good things for sure. I saw it had a good rating. I saw that there's some buzz on it. It was playing at a theater. We were gonna go see it in theaters about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we just couldn't make it work. And it was like we could have if we really pushed ourselves. We were like, I looked and I saw it was gonna be on VOD on September 8th, and was like, screw it, man. Like I'm not gonna push myself that hard to go see a movie I know nothing about. Right. And kind of kicking myself a little bit now, but I don't know. It's not really a big screen type film.
No, so. I didn't feel like I don't feel like it was necessary.
I thought this was excellent and definitely one of the best films I've seen this year. This movie is so layered and has so much going on in it and is so upsetting, but I do want to say this isn't going to be your scary horror movie, right? No. This has nothing to do with that kind of horror. This is not jump scares, any of that kind of crap. No. This is drama-centric and deals with some super heavy issues, and the horror is in the reality. Even though this is technically science fiction, but not the kind of science fiction you might be thinking. Yeah. So I'm keeping it vague, and then I'll get to a plot synopsis at the end if you absolutely have to hear that. What did you think?
Yeah, I really, really loved watching this. I think that it was very compelling, and I was really invested in the film the entire time.
100%.
I think the performances, obviously this is like carried by the performances.
Yeah.
But the concept and everything, although not necessarily a new concept, I think that it's explored really well in this, in a really scary way and a very realistic way too. So
yeah, absolutely.
I was super into it, and I think that the ending is like really powerful and really messed up, and I love it.
Yeah, it's got a really, really messed up ending for sure. I mean, it's just got great writing, great performances. I was 1,000% in the entire time.
Yeah.
I was never confused. I was never lost. I was never bored. I was always engaged. I was always 100% in, and I had total moments of like tension and like uncomfortable feelings, and just it's a very uncomfortable film because of the subject matter. So if you are into the slower burn, dramatic horror, this is an absolute watch for sure. There's nothing like supernatural. There's nothing of that kind of stuff. It is mostly grounded in reality with like a science fiction flair to it.
Yeah.
But it is all about the performances, and it is all about like the lengths people will go to, and man, there's just some really messed up stuff in here. So watch it, please. But if you need a plot synopsis, it is about a nurse who, God, it's tough.
Hard.
It's really tough because I feel like I don't know what would. It's gonna literally anything is considered a spoiler to me with this story. I genuinely don't know what to say because I didn't know what was going to happen at all.
No.
And that opening in the first like 10 minutes, something happens that shocked me. Yes. And I was like, oh, this can't be known.
I want to see what it says here. Yeah. Like,
oh, hell no.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, all I'll say is that.
Watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that this is a take on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
A more modern take, a more realistic take. But as I said, it's all about the performances. It's all about the story. And it's absolutely devastating. And in the end, it's horrific.
Yeah.
And not in like a gory graphic way or anything. It's horrific in character choices and conclusions.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's so scary.
It's a devastating film.
Sad.
That's just
so sad.
This film is
a
super depressing.
Bummer of a movie.
Yes.
Like we watched a bunch of stuff today, and this was like the second thing we watched, and I was like, oh man, I need a palate cleanser in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's a downer.
Yeah, it's not one to throw on to have a good time.
But films like these are important because they really make you think about a lot of stuff, that is important to think about. To say that as vague as possible.
Saying it as vague as possible, yeah.
So don't look up the synopsis. Don't watch a trailer.
No. I can't even imagine what a trailer looks like.
I can't.
A trailer would ruin this.
If you already
literally nothing
seen it,
you could do.
Well, yeah.
Because this is one of those films, we talk about this all the time. This is an impossible film to market.
Yes.
Without just completely blowing everything in the movie.
Yeah. But it's so cool to go in without knowing.
Yes.
Because then you're just on this journey and you're like, what is going to happen? Like, what's going on? Wait a minute.
And I even feel like Frankenstein, that comparison is a spoiler. Like there's literally nothing I can do.
I know. So the other one that we were like comparing it to would be a spoiler. I hope
anyone who's like super sensitive to like spoilers left when I was like, there's like nothing I can say. I hope at that point they'd be like, all right, I'm shutting it off. So if you're still here, I guess you don't really care. But anyway, watch it. Only if you're into like slow burn, uber depressing, dramatic horror films that are literally nothing to do with like fear. There's nothing in here that's scary.
But it is scary.
It's scary in a different way. Yeah. It's scary that people would do stuff like this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's scary. But you're never gonna feel like scared.
You're gonna be like, there's a demon.
Yeah.
And ghosts.
Anyways, that's it. It's a fantastic film. Definitely making my top 5 of the year as of right now, easily. But I'm totally good with 5 other films coming around.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 films that are coming around and knocking it out.
Of course.
Why not?
Yeah.
So we'll see. But for right now, this movie rules. So let us know. Bye.